What is up, fellow nerds, and welcome back to the Dapper Snapper Gaming channel, and welcome back to How Do I Want to Do This? This is our series where we take a look at all playable options available to players in Dungeons & Dragons 5th edition, and then we rank them on a scale of 1 to 10 and either fix them or build them depending on how they rank. Now today we look at one of the newest additions to the Cleric class, and that is the Peace Domain Cleric. So if you want to sit peacefully in the back while your friends beat everybody up, then this might just be your ticket. So go ahead and leave a like on the video and subscribe if you haven't already. As you can see, most people who watch this channel are not subscribed, so please help me out to get to 1,000. Honestly, we could probably get there by the end of this month, but I need your help. We are so close. And of course, thank you to all of you who are new. I appreciate all of you, and welcome to the channel. So also make sure that you click the bell so that you are notified whenever new videos are uploaded, and of course, share the video with your friends. The Peace Domain Cleric takes what it means to be a pacifist and kind of, honestly, in practice, throws it out the window. This is a weird take on the Cleric. It says it's a peace domain, and yet almost every single ability that it has to do with combat. Does that make it bad? No, not by any means, but it definitely goes a little bit against what it says that it is about. Is that a bad thing? I don't think so, but we'll find out with our ranking. So let's get started with our expanded spell list, and most of these are repeats. However, we have two standouts that I would like to mention that we do not normally get as a cleric. That is Odaluk's Resilient Sphere and Rary's Telepathic Bond. Both of these are fantastic spells, especially on a cleric. Really, especially Rary's Telepathic Bond. That is a huge spell to get as a cleric. Really good support overall. But the rest of them are kind of because we already got them already. Overall, this is going to get a 7 out of 10 for me. It's good spells. It's classic cleric spells minus the two really good exceptions, but there's nothing really that stands out besides those. At level 1, we get a couple of features, and the first is Implement of Peace. This gives us proficiency in one of 3 skills, which is pretty cool. They're not too bad. Insight, Performance, or Persuasion. Those are pretty good. Honestly, I would probably pick Persuasion most of the time, but you know, you do whatever you want to do. Overall, this is a 7 out of 10 feature. There's not a whole lot to discuss. None of them are super crazy great. I mean, if it was Perception, okay, you know, that would be a real standout. But these other ones, it is what it is. Also at level 1, we get Emboldening Bond, and this is kind of our main feature of the subclass, at least going forward. What this does is it allows you to bond 2 creatures together that are within 30 feet of you. Now, they do not have to necessarily be yourself. You can bond yourself to someone else, or you can bond 2 other creatures to yourself. And then as long as they stay within 30 feet of each other, then they can add a D4 to any attack rolls, ability checks, or saving throws, and this lasts for 10 minutes. This is pretty cool, right? Being able to basically give Bless to creatures is really nice. However, I want to also look at the Bless spell because there's some key differences between this and the Bless spell that make it much more worth using than Bless. Number 1, so as you can see here, you do not see the words ability check here. Bless does not apply to ability checks. So what that means is Emboldening Bond can be used if you all need to be very sneaky. You can add this to 2 of your armored boys who are really bad at stealth. This is basically giving them Bless, but you don't use up a spell slot, and that's really, really awesome. This of course scales with your proficiency bonus, which is going to scale with your overall level, so you don't have to worry about missing out on anything if you do multi-class. This will continue helping you out as you go. And then Bless, of course, uses a spell slot and uses concentration. So technically you could have this and Bless up at the same time if you wanted to, because they do not conflict as far as that goes. That might get a little confusing for your party of remembering, do I get ability checks or do I just get the other? I don't know. So that may be something to be very clear about. The only thing really that is not as good about this that Bless has on it is that you can upscale Bless a little bit quicker than what you scale with your proficiency bonus, but honestly, I'll take that as a drawback. I totally think that that's worth it. I think that this is an amazing feature, and I really can't give it any less than a 10 out of 10. It's an absolutely fantastic feature. You need to be using this every single chance that you get, whether it's for outside of combat for ability checks or within combat for attack rolls and saving throws. At level 2, we get Channel Divinity, and of course we get our unique one to us called Balm of Peace. What this does is it allows you to move up to your movement, and you can also not provoke opportunity attacks, and when you run within 5 feet of another ally, you can heal them for 2d6 plus your wisdom modifier. Now this does not scale, unfortunately, so it's really a lot better at low levels, and it's not as good as you get high level. But it's still a really nice feature overall. Being able to get out of a situation, you get to disengage for free essentially while also healing. If you're not going to reach a creature, just disengage. But this allows you to disengage and heal people. So it's a positioning tool, it's a healing tool, it's a lot of things all packed into one, and I really, really like it. I call this the butt slaps, or the good game. You run by somebody, just give them a smack on the butt, and then they feel a lot better. I think this is a really cool feature. It's just fun, honestly. It's just great. I think this is a 10 out of 10 feature. Definitely worth using your Channel Divinity on this. At level 6, we get Protective Bond, and what this does is it allows someone to teleport to another bonded creature in order to take damage for it. This is kind of crazy, right? As long as you're within 30 feet, which you are already trying to be within 30 feet anyway to get your regular Emboldening Bond feature, you can teleport to the creature that is about to be damaged and take the damage for them instead. I really think about this for a barbarian most of all. You bond your barbarian to your squishy wizard or your squishy sorcerer, and they're about to take an attack. Barbarian just jumps in the way and takes this damage and just shrugs it off like it's nothing. I think that this is amazing. It is a huge buff to those who maybe didn't need to take an attack, but you've got something that can take the attack a lot better, has a lot more HP remaining, or has resistance to whatever the damage is that it's incoming. No matter what, this is going to be a great thing. Yes, it does use up your reaction, but if it's saving the life of your teammate, it's worth it. This is a 10 out of 10 feature. Free teleportation is always a good thing, and I think it's absolutely wonderful. At level 8, we get Potent Spellcasting, and so this allows us to add our Wisdom modifier to our cantrip damage. So this is pretty good. It's an 8 out of 10 overall. I give that to all of the clerics that have this. And then finally, we get Expansive Bond at level 17. This takes our range of 30 feet from our Protective Bond and our Emboldening Bond and increases it to 60 feet, which is really, really nice. That's fantastic. If that wasn't enough, it also gives resistance to damage whenever a creature teleports over to take damage with the Protective Bond feature. Now, here's the thing. The Protective Bond feature doesn't have a limit to how many times it can be used. So you can just teleport all over the place and take damage as long as you have a reaction free to keep whatever ally it is that needs to be alive up. This is kind of insane, and it makes it really difficult on your DM to be able to really keep up with everything, because if you're firing off a huge claw from a dragon, right, you just teleport the barbarian in the way and the barbarian shrugs it off like it's nothing because you're raging. Who cares? It's just awesome. It's just a really good feature. It helps your squishier teammates to stay alive. It helps. They are also, of course, getting the benefits of the Emboldening Bond, getting a D4 to basically everything. It's just fantastic all around. It's a very cohesive kit. It all works together. 10 out of 10. Absolutely fantastic capstone. So what do I think of this subclass overall? I think you can already tell where this is about to go. But in case you forgot everything I just said, I'll just summarize it a little bit. Emboldening Bond is kind of busted, and it's an amazing feature to get at level 1. It's why this is such a popular 1-level dip for any character to take, because it doesn't matter what your wisdom modifier is. You can use it proficiency bonus times per day, so you can just touch this one time and then you don't have to worry about scaling. It scales on its own. It gives you non-concentration bless, except better than bless. It's just an amazing feature, and it just gets better as you go with Protective Bond, being able to teleport for free for 30 feet as long as something's getting ready to take an attack. And technically, if you cheese this, you could technically, if you want to teleport somewhere, just make an attack at your ally and then just take the damage yourself. It doesn't say that you can't
deal damage to yourself, or it doesn't say you can't do that. It might get you in a better position, or just get you across a chasm. You all just take a little bit of damage from yourselves, and you get across a 30-foot gap. And then it goes to 60 feet when you get to level 17. Yes, it's very late, but better late than never, honestly. And it just makes this feature that much better. This is a 10 out of 10 subclass. It is pretty much the best, if not one of the best. It's the only 10 out of 10 I've given to any cleric so far, and we'll just have to see if I give it to any more as we go on. So obviously we're going to have to build one of these later this week, so make sure you are subscribed so you don't miss that. Until then, I hope you guys stay safe out there, stay healthy. We will see you all on Friday for the build. Until then, bye-bye.